Hey everyone, I'm Ashley Conrad and welcome to the Daily Muddy. Well, if you have been listening or reading our Muddy River News this week, you know that we have had some pretty in-depth coverage of the Adams County Board and the violation of the Open Meetings Act. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay. And Bob, you and the rest of the Muddy River team have been busy little beavers this week, kind of discussing, actually shedding some light on what's going on. And if anyone has listened to our podcast or watched our dailies, it's pretty apparent that I am all for transparency in government, especially local.
You've been very transparent about your wanting transparency.
Yes, exactly. Especially on a local level, because it really, it just doesn't seem like it can be, it's gotta be harder to be, untransparent, I would think.
Yes.
So what is all of this? Basically give us a quick rundown of what's
Well,
happening.
in May, the Adams County Board, the Finance Committee went into closed session to discuss giving themselves raises along with other county officials. Then they did the same thing at the county board meeting. It clearly says in the Illinois Open Meetings Act you can't do that. And there were county board members, as you read in the story, who basically said, well, they're employees and this is employee stuff, so we can do it. And they were clearly wrong. So the information's public now. The Illinois Attorney General has the recordings, and we'll see kind of what happens there. Probably not much because as Barney Beer talked about, the 60-day window's up. But basically, if you are going to conduct public business in terms of voting on salaries, and they did the vote in open session, but the discussion was not in open session. And they did not want that discussion in open session because they initially did not want us to have the recordings. We eventually did get the recordings, and that's, of course, what's playing now on Muddy River News, and we'll play one of those recordings here a little later on.
Okay, so, and just to be clear, this was the former state's attorney who brought all of this to
Yes,
light,
the former
correct?
state's attorney and some other interested parties signed a letter to the Attorney General after Muddy River News was denied access to the closed minutes. The Attorney General then sent a letter to the Adams County and said, we don't have to get involved, you just turn the stuff over. And Adams County Assistant State's Attorney Josh Jones made the decision, turned the recordings over to Barney Beer last week. We spent late last week, over the weekend, putting things together, having our lawyers vet all of the information to make sure it was a rock solid story, two rock solid stories in the editorial, and then we published everything on Tuesday.
Okay, so, and I know, especially on social media, I've seen some good questions, some good feedback. I think for the most part, everybody is happy that this has been brought to light. I know that no one, especially you, we don't like to, really just throw people out there like that, but hey, if it calls for it, it is what it is.
When you hold
right?
public office, you should be accountable.
Sure.
And I've covered county government, I've covered local government for 30 years. Anytime previous finance committee chairman, John Heidbreder, John Johnson, Dwayne Bemerlow, I wanted to see a copy of a county budget as they were mocking it up, or I wanted to see paperwork, they turned it over, no questions asked.
Sure.
Also remember back then, Barney Beer was the state's attorney
Mm-hmm.
for a good chunk of that time. So he knew what he was doing. And then John Barnard also followed suit and was also very cooperative in this sort of thing. So, something over the last few years has changed in county government where they have decided not to be responsive to the citizens. And I'm hoping that us bringing this to light will change that.
Yeah, for sure. And okay, so one of the questions or comments that I saw that I think is interesting that, kind of warrants a little bit of discussion is Barney Mr. Beer used to be on the county board, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he no longer holds a seat.
He was on the Adams County Board. Chairman Kent Snyder had recruited him to be on the Adams County Board. But then when he got on the county board, he was asking questions because he'd been to hundreds of meetings as state's attorney, and he knew from his experience as state's attorney, the way they were conducting business was not proper. And so the leadership of the Adams County Board decided to remove Barney Beer from the committees, the chairmanship of the committees, and then really just sort of backbenched him, if you will. And Barney said, look, I don't need to do this then, I'm just going to leave the board. He left the board. And then after he left the board, he started filing a few FOIAs. Of course, we filed the first FOIA on this whole matter because they would not give us some pretty basic information. And then when they denied our FOIA, that's when Barney Beer got involved. And that's why we are here where we are today.
There's a reason Harvey's Furniture has been around for over 75 years.
Exceptional quality furniture, affordable prices, superior customer service.
The only way to stay in business for over 75 years is to do things right. Harvey's Furniture. Our home, your home.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be. Before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday.
Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center.
Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
Quincy Warehouse Bargains is your Quincy home improvement store. It's the only store of its kind in the Quincy area. We offer flooring, mattresses, area rugs, dining sets, couches, appliances, and much more. And have more products to come so we can better serve the Quincy and tri-state community. Our staff is ready to help you find what you need to make your house a home. Quincy Warehouse Bargains, 4100 North 24th Street, Quincy.
Okay, and welcome back. So Bob, after hearing the video or after hearing the recording and hearing what you have to say, what do you think is going to happen as a result of all this? What's the end game?
Well, the Attorney General office has the recordings.
Okay.
So they'll make a determination of what they'll do. My anticipation is they're not going to do anything because the 60-day window is passed.
Okay.
They could issue a reprimand. Another action could be if the if the Adams County State's Attorney's Office decided, boy, the board messed up and maybe we should take some action against the board. I won't hold my breath on that, but there's also a possibility that someone else in the Adams County State's Attorney's Office could possibly seek out a special prosecutor, if you will, or to go to the Attorney General's office and say, look, we want an official ruling on how this business was conducted. Again, I wouldn't hold my breath that would happen, but that is certainly something that could happen. We're past the point. Nobody's going to get impeached. There's not going to be any, the salaries aren't going to be pushed back. The die has been cast there.
Yeah.
So the other actions that will take place are, we do have an election on November 8th. And many of the county board members who are involved in this kerfuffle are involved there. So that's a chance if the voters want to speak out then.
Yep.
Also, when all the new county board members are seated in December, it's a chance for them to choose the new leadership. And they do not necessarily have to vote for the current chair and vice chair. They could go in a different direction. So I think the face of county government is could certainly change in the not too distant future. We also have a new sheriff coming in, Tony Grotens, who's a pretty strict law and order guy. Again, I'm not saying he has any jurisdiction in this, but I've spoken to some county board members and some county office holders, and they are currently not happy with the way business is being conducted by the county board. And they certainly hope, as do I think most of the residents of this county, certainly hope that this is a wake-up call for the leadership of the Adams County Board.
Sure. If nothing else, at least we, kind of talked about something that I think a lot of people have kind of been curious about, and and it's not the raises. I know a lot of people have said that it's
absolutely
not.
Not. You haven't had a raise in 20 years.
No, and we fully
deal.
support our county board, but we also fully support county board transparency when it comes to our dollars being spent. So so that's pretty much it. So hopefully this is a wake up call, like you said. If nothing bigger happens, so be it, but this is some good information, and I don't think I'm alone when I say thank you for bringing it to light.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And we've got, like I said, we've got an election coming up, and then, of course, the new board will be seated, the new budget has to be voted on, the new budget has to be voted on in November. It'll be the last act of the old board will be to vote on the upcoming budget, and then the new board takes over, and then we'll see what happens.
Gotcha. As always, good stuff, Bob.
Thanks, Ashley.
Appreciate it. Okay, well, that's all we have for today. Tune in tomorrow for Club Muddy when Frankie's going to be joining us. It'll be a good time. See you then.